everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex of Coyote Star Astrology, and this is my video for the full moon in Virgo coming in on March 18th, 2022, which is a Friday here on Pacific Standard Time. However, please do adjust for your current location on the planet as that time and date may change. And thank you for your patience with me. I did not have a video out last round. I got taken out by what I'm pretty sure is and was Corona. I've just never been sick that long. I usually kick things in 48 hours. This was like a 2-week lingering experience that I'm still working my way through. I still have a bit of brain fog and my voice is not completely back yet, but I'm on the mend. Definitely an interesting little virus. Natural immunity is a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to be on the other side of it. Anywho, coming into our full moon in Virgo, oh, actually, I have a very quick announcement. I'm dropping a course. You guys are actually the first ones to hear about it. It's going to be the first beginner's course that I've ever done, which is very exciting. And it is a Natal Chart 101 course, which I've been asked to do for a very long time. Finally got this one out. And this is basically for anyone who feels confident in their knowledge of the signs. So if you know your signs, Aries through Pisces, but your natal chart is still somewhat of a mystery, this is perfect for that, as we will be going through the houses and the planets and the aspects, and I'll be providing lots of fun tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. So I've put up on the screen the information for that. You can email me at coyotestarastrology@gmail.com if you're interested in reserving a slot. It will be live on Zoom on March 29th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, I'll have all that information for you if you email me. And if you can't make that time, it will be recorded and resold on my website. But the live recording is the early bird price. So if you can make it, that would be good. All right, so let's dive into the full moon in Virgo. I like this full moon. I do. I think it's going to help ground the energies that we've been sorting through over the last couple of weeks, which have definitely been intense. On the other hand, I think it's kind of a beautiful full moon to sort of, how do I put this? Get your shit together. Before we start our really intense journey of Saturn square the nodes, which is starting to ramp up now, and we will talk about that in a moment. But what I like about this full moon is that Virgo is, of course, this grounded, rational, practical earth sign that is going to help land and settle in the insane amount of Pisces energy that we have been dealing with. As Jupiter and Neptune get closer together, they will continue to throughout April, we will see an extension of Piscean energy. So it's almost like this year with Jupiter and Pisces and making that conjunction with Neptune, it's almost like our Pisces energies extend outside of Pisces season. And we'll talk about the positives of that first. I mean, obviously, Pisces is honestly one of my favorite archetypes. I try not to have favorites, but I kind of do. But Pisces is one of my favorite archetypes because this is our connection to the divine, right? Pisces is the astral and the spirit world, and this is where things become dreamy and otherworldly and transcendent. So if you've been experiencing the positive aspect of this Pisces energy, which may have been deepening your practice, or I've been diving really deep into breath work, which is, of course, another way to access transcendental states of consciousness quite naturally using just the technology of our own human body, which I just find so fascinating. Or it, getting more creative or whatever. Great. But we also have this other side of Pisces that has been definitely kicked up over the last couple of weeks in the collective. And the dark side of Pisces is this kind of ungrounded confusion. But Pisces is, yeah, I mean, it's confusing. It's not quite knowing what the truth is. It's not knowing which direction to point our attention. It can be escapism for those that struggle with addiction, or those types of sort of removing behaviors when we don't want to deal with what's in front of us, or we don't quite know how we can escape into substances. But it's just been a lot over the last couple of weeks. I mean, especially with the end of the Venus retrograde, and then we just kind of launched right into Pisces season, and it's hitting everyone's chart a little bit differently. But I think the overarching theme with so much Pisces is just that it's a lot of water, and it's a lot of this kind of mysterious, mystical energy that can, in some ways, lack direction or focus. Now, Virgo has that. So, Virgo is where, in this beautiful polarity to Pisces, we ground spiritual energies and we get organized. So, I feel like this full moon in Virgo is going to kind of give us some ground to stand on for a second, to sort of rationally and intellectually assess our surroundings and get things kind of cleaned up and purified a little bit. What I also love about this full moon is that it is trining that north node in Taurus. So, of course, this means that the full moon is also aspecting the south node by sextile. So basically what this means is that the full moon in Virgo is a complementary energy to our nodal evolutionary journey, which is actually quite intense. We've been talking about the south node in Scorpio, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, especially when we consider where we're trying to go, which is the north node in Taurus. So, the North Node in Taurus is a builder, as we've been talking about. If Scorpio is a destroyer, Taurus is a builder. So, a lot of building within Taurus has to do with self-worth, it has to do with persistence, and it has to do with standards. And back in the South Node in Scorpio, we have this more like crisis energy, or compulsive energy, drama. We can have destroying in order to eliminate. That's kind of a Scorpio trait, is like, if I don't like something or if something's not going well, I just burn it to the ground, just get rid of it. Whereas Taurus is more like, I have goals and I'm going to stay focused and positive on the results that I want to create, rather than obsessing about the shadow nature of what I'm experiencing. So we have this really beautiful opportunity while we're dealing with these nodes to slowly but surely come up into that north node in Taurus. And a big part of what we discuss when we look at Taurus is self-sustainability and self-reliability. So this means being complete within the self, right? This is also another beautiful earth sign. So this is also our connection to the earth, our bodies being an extension of that, right? Very root chakra, my flesh, my body, my muscle, my health, my diet, the way that I love myself, the way that I talk to myself in my mind, the small decisions that I make throughout the day that are bringing me into a reality that's based on self-worth and self-love. And that is actually also what I really want to focus on with a full moon in Virgo, is the positive and quite magical lessons of the sixth house. So the sixth house in the natal chart is ruled by Virgo. And the sixth house, as you may know, is all about daily routine. It's all about the ebb and flow, the hours and the minutes that make up the span of our individual days in our life. And the magic of the sixth house is that it really articulates that every day that we are living is really just a span of moments. It's a span of seconds, minutes, and hours. And the sixth house is all about the choices that we make on a daily basis that, when combined over a span of months and years, lead to bigger results, right? The sixth house trines the 10th house: career, legacy, success, achievement. But the sixth house is where we really lay that groundwork through those individual choices. And obviously, we want those choices to be healthy, productive, etc. And a lot of this comes down to how we start our day, how we keep our space. I don't know about you, but the state of my car and my room regarding cleanliness is usually a pretty perfect indicator of how I'm doing emotionally. Right now, my room is a mess. I'm a little bit of a mess right now, but you know what? It's okay. Virgo's coming to save the day and clean it all up, I guess is my point. So, this can be a really beautiful full moon to sort of take stock of the energetic clutter. There's a lot of energetic clutter with all of this, Pisces. Um, there's a lot of feeling. There's a lot coming through subconsciously, a lot that we're energetically picking up on while we're so sensitive. So Virgo is kind of like, what do I want to focus on and what do I want to purify? What do I want to clear off the shelf to make space? It kind of reminds me of when, you're cooking a meal and you want to just get everything that's not necessary out of the way so you have all of your ingredients that you're actually working with in front of you. Or before I do one of these videos, I always clear off my desk because I can't think if there's shit everywhere, right? So that's kind of what this full moon feels like to me, is a moment where we can have those things that we want to give focused, grounded attention to illuminated, and we can start to come back to earth a little bit and come back into our body. I think that that's really important. I feel like, I don't know about you, but I've been very out of body for the last couple of weeks. So I do want to really quickly talk about Saturn square the nodes, because that is an energy that is building now. I know we've been talking about our South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus for a couple of videos now, but this is kind of a whole other layer of this journey and really makes up a lot of the energies of 2022. So Saturn square the nodes is a big deal. It's not going to lie, it's a bit of a challenge, right? Whenever we have a Saturn square, we're looking at a challenge. And the challenge here is actually quite clear. Thankful for small blessings. It's clear. What's clear is that Saturn is going to be essentially a referee. He's going to be making an exact 90-degree angle. I'll show you that in a moment, between the South Node and the North Node. So let's think about this. The South Node is the gateway to the past. This is our collective and individual karma. And the North Node is the gateway to the future, meaning this is where we're trying to go. Saturn is going to stand right between the two for a long time and is going to be asking each one of us to make adult choices, Saturn choices, around which direction we want to go. Do we want to go back into the South Node in Scorpio, which is destructive, secretive, manipulative, sabotaging, trauma-based? This is where sort of a lot of traumas live. Codependency, all of this kind of stuff we're looking at with South Node Scorpio. Or do we want to heal and clear that energy and step into the North Node in Taurus, which again is about self-reliability, self-sustainability, security, financial abundance, etc. But this is a moment in time where Saturn is going to put each one of us in like a headlock. He's really going to put us in a tight moment where the South Node energies are going to present themselves. And we have to make that choice. This energy is going to be building every day that we get closer to the end of March. And we'll be peaking end of March and beginning of April. So I'm bringing it up again now because Saturn is now at 20, meaning he's only 3 degrees away. So we're feeling it now. It's probably already showing itself to you at this time, but it's going to get it's going to tighten up over the coming weeks. So it's pretty clear what destroys you and what nurtures you again. And what can you do within this full moon in Virgo? Beautifully illuminating health, beautifully illuminating rational steps and choices we can make. What can you be choosing now that will bring you more into that North Node in Taurus? South Node Scorpio is also, I should say, about ending self-punishment. Big time. Like, if you have some dark shit that's coming to the surface, this is where we dig into the why. You know, when we make mistakes or when we're doing self-sabotaging behaviors, there's a reason, right? So this is a time this year to be really digging in to the why. Where does this come from? We can call it tracking a behavior back to its source so that we can compassionately understand where these shadow energies come from. So the full moon in Virgo, I feel like it's just this beautiful platform. Whenever there's a full moon in Virgo, it's just so beautiful because it's just this really white, pure, cleansing energy that helps us see clearer exactly what we need to do. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Honestly, the brain fog is real. I hope that this all made sense. I honestly don't even remember what I said, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to keep it real around here. Yeah. Brain fog is real. For those of you that have had the Rona, it is bizarre, is it not? Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and a share. I really appreciate it. I'm putting my Instagram up there on the screen. You can follow me there for more astrology. And also, if you're looking to set up a reading, you're more than welcome to do so. And you can find me at coyotestarastrology.com.